You're listening to an episode of the Break the Cycle podcast on the SVTV network.
And we are live with Aadhar Malhotra's podcast.
We've clearly flipped this one, haven't we? Normally, I start with the intros for my podcast.
I thought I'd throw in a fancy one.
Uh-huh.
Or like Gaurav. Are you ready? This is Aadhar Malhotra's podcast, coming to you now on SoundCloud every Tuesday
And Spotify. And it's every Thursday.
and every Thursday. One of the T's, man.
You do know why I'm interviewing it, right?
Yeah, true. Not as a voiceover artist.
Right, folks. So we decided to change things up a bit. I am not giving the intro for this one, primarily because the only reason why I'm interviewing this man is because I get to sit right next to his drum kit. And those of you who know me know I love drum kits. So he's being the drum kit sugar daddy.
Right now, yeah.
Right now.
That's really scene-wise right now. I'm just like, there's only like, two drummers who have like a drum pad to themselves. Like a proper drum pad where you can record shit. One is Suya, she has one. And
the others.
And the other's me. And the only difference here is, his is a box and mine's a very large box. So
Are you showing off, Shardul?
Yes, I am slightly showing off. Because no, I learned, basically I watched other people go through it and I was like, fuck it. I'll wait till everybody else fucks up their shit and then learn what they fucked up. So a bunch of drummers built a drum room and it was small and I was like, they're like, bro, ceilings. I wish we had ceilings. Fucking found a place in my house that had ceilings. And now I have an 18-foot ceiling above my drum kit, so it's fucking sick.
Oh, damn.
It sounds good, dude.
Sounds
good.
Sounds damn good. Right, so Shardul, tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Shardul Mehta, as he's been mentioning. I am currently at the recording point of this podcast. I'm 33 years old, and boy do I feel old. But I've been playing music with people since I was, I think, 12. Kind of like going semi-pro when I was 14. Started doing gigs and shit and going about town and trying to, see what's out and who's playing music. And it just happened organically. Like one really good guitar player I met, Karsh, and he was playing some commercial gigs.
Right.
He got me into this, meet this guy named Edwin Fernandez. Somebody made me meet when I was very young in the 8th, 9th grade, meet the people from Parikrama.
Yeah.
And it's all just, that's how I just met people. And like, there's like, oh, the kid can play drums. And mind you, for 3 years I sounded like construction. For a good 6 months, my father thought there was no drum kit in the house. There was a house getting constructed nearby. so I sucked. Like, even though I'm probably sucked now, but I sucked so hard that my dad thought it was construction.
Damn, man.
So that means no rhythm whatsoever.
Dude, my mom slept off with the full band playing at home.
See, like I said, you guys were good, man. You guys didn't fuck up. Because you fuck up and that ruins people's moods.
She slept a metal, Shardul.
That's okay as long as you didn't fuck up. It's fine. You can totally sleep with a loud rumble that's consistent. It's just like there was a fellow, like it's a pedantic thing. Like I think it's a human thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you just got a constant rhythm, you'll get used to it.
Yeah.
And I guess at some point you might even enjoy it. And if you're creative enough, you'll make Black Sabbath.
Oh, yeah.
That's how that started. Yeah.
Right. But then if I go with constant rhythm, I'm kind of breaking out of the whole soul and theme of this podcast.
True. We're not getting into musicality yet.
No.
So back to my life story here.
Yeah.
Started in a bunch of bands. Started with a school band. I was an 8-year-old kid bugging all the 12th graders, sorry, not 8th grade, bugging all the 12th graders that I want to be in the band, And I was totally not old enough to hold my own with like elder people. Worked my way up to it in 6 months and stole the job of the resident drummer there.
He must hate you right now.
Yeah, no, he was a better guitar player than he was a drummer though.
Ooh,
nice. So that's the thing. He was actually a guitar player because he could play drums. Yeah, so started with this band Cyanide. That went pro. After we got out of school, just like we'll continue because we've got like a bunch of people who follow it and so it's been building from school and to colleges and whatever. So that happened. Then I started playing with this band called Joint Family, which we formed with Clarence. I was not supposed to be in the band originally, but then Clarence goes, "This is the only guy in Delhi who can do the job." So call him. And we're like nobody older basically. Somebody older might have been able to do it, but in our age group, the only guy who could do it. So then they called me back, and they were just like, "I think we need you in the band," even though I wasn't. I was with another with Rahul Sinani, who was part of Joint Family. He was part of Cyanide as well. So he was like, I don't want to work with somebody I've already worked with.
Right.
I want to do some new shit with new people, get some new energy. But then I showed up again, and he was like, fuck this. And then we made music slowly and steadily over the time while playing shows. And our first show got, like, I surpassed my own capabilities on the first show with them. And I was like, fuck, I'm enjoying this because I'm like fucking blasting it because like I was shaking the shit out of myself trying to play people equal shit. I swear to God. I didn't know how to play metal. I had heard Slipknot literally 2 days before that.
Damn.
And the whole 2 days on repeat I had Slipknot on. Like it was just every minute, every day, it was just Slipknot in my headphones repeat. I was just listening because I couldn't make sense of it. So I was a pop drummer who turned into a prog drummer who turned into a metal drummer and then went now straight back to pop again. And I played through a lot of bands, like any major band, the band that has come out of Delhi, I've probably played with. You've got Menopause, you've got Still Dirty with Jeet Thayal, you've got Midival Punditz now, you've got Joint Family, Cyanide, Faridkot, Indigo Children, Super Fuzz. I played with October also once, man. I played with Grammy-winning Effort also once, man.
Dude, I'm thanking my stars you didn't get my job.
I probably at some point was asked and I was like, no. They called me for Capital Metal Project. There we go.
Capital Metal Project is not my job.
Okay, that's not your job. We played a gig with them, sorry.
That's anyone's job.
That's anyone's job.
That's anyone's
but
job.
they called me to record for that, so I didn't. Like, a lot of times it happens, like, we all share our seats.
Yeah.
So, like, me playing with Grammy-winning Effort and all, it's me subbing for a bunch of people. Then I played with a bunch of, I played with Edwin Fernandez also for a bunch of corporate gigs. I played, man, it's been like what?
How'd you get to that point,
17 years, though.
17 years.
Yeah, it's 14 till 30, 19 actually, 14 till 33.
Fuck. That's a long-ass time, man.
Yeah, that's a while.
But how'd you get to that point, though? Because I think you're one of the few who's consistently stayed with music. I know you. I do remember you kind of disappearing for about 5 years because of uni.
Yeah, I went abroad for uni.
Yeah, but as far as just generally being there in the music scene throughout, you've been a consistent name.
I mean, I don't know how much of a scene it is, but people, there's a bit of recall value with people because obviously we become friends. Everybody I play with is my friend.
Yeah.
That's why I would choose to play with them because they're not filling my pockets. The second they start paying me like $1 lakh an hour, we're talking about money now, and that's a good job.
$1 lakh an hour.
Yeah, that's. I mean, the people charge that.
Yeah.
People charge more than that actually.
Yeah.
But that's an hour session or whatever it is, and you do like 10 of those a month or 20 of those a month, whatever you gets your fancy. But if they were doing that, then it'd be a more business relation. But I play with people because I like them. There's the 3 P's. I think it's people, pay, and personality. You know. So if the people are like rewarding and they're personable and they're nice to be around, then that's great. If you get a good pay, that's great. And the other P is what do you call? What P is that? What piece? But there are 3 pillars of this entire situation, and you need to meet 2 of those criteria. It has to be good pay, it has to be a good time, and it has to be with good people.
Right.
So if 2 of those things are sorted, you should take that job.
Right.
You know. So that's how I go about it now. But earlier it used to be and earlier pay was not much, but they were great people and it was great fun. So I went to the job. That's what my philosophy was. I would never really think too hard about it that way.
But yeah, I mean, you're one of the few people I've seen, at least within this.
That stuck around, yeah.
That stuck around and stuck around like how? Like a lot of us, and someone who's actually turned it into a profitable career.
Yeah, it's profitable to a point.
Define that.
Because there are good months and there are bad months. It's like any sort of freelance job. The mainstay acts are very, like, there was a point when I joined the Punditz, we were gigging a lot. You know, you'd have 50, 60 gigs a year.
Right.
And so that was money.
Right.
You know, that's a fair bit of money. If you get your rates right and the gigs are good and whatever not. So there's a good bit of money. So that's nice. And then I had, like, when I was playing with like 5-6 bands, then there was money. Right. Now I'm consolidating to just 2-3 main acts and the rest of it just outsourcing. You know? Like I'm just going to like do other people's work in the studio because I built a place at home where we're recording this podcast right now.
Right.
So it's my own private little cave. And over the years, I've realized that this is required because you're a drummer. You can't just fuck off somewhere.
Yeah.
You got to have your shit set and press spacebar and you should go. So over the years, also, I realized that longevity and all that, it's like people, you've noticed that bands come and bands go, musicians come, they play, and then they do something else and they go to J job and all. The idea is not to be amazing. The idea is to be relevant. And the idea is to be fucking around. So if, like, my main thing is, like, everybody will die and I'll still be playing music. So I win.
Right.
You know, that's the kind of mentality I have on this. That's why you say you've been around, you've been doing it since you were a kid till now. And that's only purely the love of it, because nobody's buying me the Ferrari. And it's the love of it and the fact that I'm just trying to beat people on their time, actually. Because if every 10 minutes there's a kid born who's better than I am, but is he going to still be playing drums in 5 years? Will he get a day job? Will he just do whatever? Because you never know.
Yeah.
In my case, the only gold medal I ever won in my entire life in school, any medals for anything, was fucking music, man. And nobody taught me that in school. There was no music teaching for me. I was an electronics and communication kid. I did IT and shit in uni. Nobody taught me music like that, man. I did it pretty much on my own. And now, for production, fucking YouTube University, bro. That's where I'm graduating. So, like, you really have to fucking, like, you just have to stick it out.
Yeah.
And there's no need to stop making music. You can always make music. If it's an outlet and you make music, you दाल बना रहे हो घर पे खाने के लिए तो music बनानी पड़ती है.
Right.
Because मेरे को सुनना है. And I'd rather listen to something and learn some stuff on that and then it's just an interest. So I can't stop it. I tried to stop it for 5 years and I was miserable. So I fucking came back to India. I was like, we're fucking making music. And it happened. And then people, when they heard I was back, I became the hired gun again. You know? So that kind of sucks though. After all this time, you're just like, aaja baja de. You know, like,
Yeah.
like for those 5 years missing, I missed that. And if I'd continued and not gone, I would have had an identity and not had that break in the middle. I would have had an identity in music where I did my own shit and was known for my own shit. Right now, I'm known for other people's music.
Okay.
Apart from Joint Family. Everything else is somebody else's music.
Right.
I've written some stuff. Like with Sundog, with Pirate Radio that I've started right now. By the way, plug for the shit. Singles out already. Go on Apple, Spotify, iTunes, whatever the fuck.
The song's called This Is War.
The song is called This Is War. Yeah, so the song is called This Is War by the Pirate Radio.
I'm going to leave the link in the show notes.
Yeah, please do.
So that's just going to be easier.
That'll be easier.
Yeah.
But that's again a new outfit that's kind of got like a bit of the Lars Ulrich happening. And people hate Lars Ulrich. I like to shit on Lars Ulrich. But he had something going. Like he did.
Yeah.
And he's just too drunk to execute it. But if the alcohol ever wore off, which if it ever does, because I know he's drank a lot in his life, abhi tak liver process kar raha hai. So tabhi thoda ajeeb lagta hai, he can't understand shit, but he's that on every song actually is the deal. AC/DC made a career out of it. The riffs sound heavy as fuck. You don't get in the way of anything. Parallel compression sounds boss. It's just good. He's got a good thing going, but he just doesn't know how to execute it well. And I've tried that in these songs, and it fucking works, bro. The whole thing works in the whole
thing works.
If you do it live, it's fucking banging.
Sweet.
So. Yeah.
Alright, so we're called Break the Cycle because we're trying to identify how a lot of us have just broken out of patterns, ruts, stuff like that. So my question to you specifically, what are some of your personal cycles that you've broken through the years? Music or otherwise?
I mean, my whole life revolves around it. That's all I talk about pretty much nowadays. That and like the day job with my family business and stuff, which is in hospitality, hotels, hospitals, stuff like that. So, I think this it's a more evolutionary process. I don't think I'm breaking a cycle. I'm just finding my way around shit. So it's like first in like when you start, I remember young, my sister used to listen to Samantha Fox. So I indoctrinated into pop music. Shit tons of it. Even like Savage Garden and shit. The dude was cute, she was watching it. If chick was hot and dressed trendy, she was watching it. She was a young teenager. Samantha Fox, man.
Yeah.
And then got into like bit more of the punky kind of sort of stuff. There was the pop version of it was Green Day, but then I heard the Sex Pistols and all that shit.
Yeah.
And got into different acts, went through smorgasbords of music randomly, never really paid attention to what I was listening, just made sure that I listened to something.
Right.
And some shit stood out, and then I remembered it. Very rare though. It was just like, lots of music, let's just keep listening to shit. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I used to predominantly listen to Green Day when they came out, though. I remember that is a big thing because that really did make me want to play drums.
Oh.
Yeah, that really did. I remember getting Dookie like the week it came out. It was a fucking cassette, and I had to go to Blues in Def Call.
Yeah.
And he used to bootleg tapes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He used to actually get the original one smuggled from the US and bring the thing down. And so he had a lot of these tapes. So I got all my music from there. And they were the original actual tapes. No Magnus sound recreation, nothing. Straight up, bro. Straight up from the US, he'd just bootleg the shit and just bring it over and black mein bikri hai jo bhi hai.
That was a fun time.
Yeah, but I got access to a lot of bands that way, and like even Indian bands actually, like Colorblind. Holy shit, remember that guy?
No.
Like Parade of Souls.
I don't remember.
Oh
wait, fuck yeah, I do.
That and Rock Machine, man. That
Oh,
is
man.
the only two things that I had to look forward to in India.
Damn, yeah.
And it was really again talking about like early 90s, man. So I must have been like 5. Like still rocking to this shit. Also rocking to like I did rock to Rangila at some point, but I didn't know better. You know. But I haven't watched a Hindi movie in 15 years now. I think Septare Zameen Par. Mainly for the reaction of people crying.
What?
Yeah, people cry in that movie, man, a lot. Every time that flip book comes in,
Uh-huh.
fuckers just like... it's like the ending for the Notebook. It's just... And it's the cheapest scene in the entire movie. It's just a flip book.
Right.
And that has the most fucking tear-jerk value. उसी ने पैसे बनाए हैं. ₹5 के scene ने full 50,000 crore बनाया हुआ. So that's the best. That's the kind of drumming that I want to do now, actually, in music. You know, like it's a Benjamin Button. Like I played all this prog shit. Now
Yeah.
I'm just narrowing it down to just the 3 things I need to play. And it's basically that only, man. Like if you can make $1 million with Tradrum and go into the chorus and just do it, and it's $1 million, you won. Fuck all the jazz, man. Nobody. Like I think I said this before. Nobody gets paid. Nobody gets laid. I don't know why they're doing it. And jazz audiences are the best audiences because they wait for that 2% of the gig where it's
Right.
beautiful. The
Right.
rest of it is just bakwas and every lick you ever know that's thrown out. Only some kabhi, maybe it doesn't even happen in the gig.
Right.
But one time there'll be that magic moment and it'll be like there for a minute and they'll have that thing and then it'll just go. And that audience will sit there and wait for that shit. That's an audience. That's a real good audience. They're not paying you any money though, I don't know why.
No, I mean, that's an interesting point though, because, one word that just popped up when you were talking about that was the artist's ego.
I've totally broken that cycle by the way. This is the cycle I was talking about actually.
Right.
The Benjamin Button. It's the reverse cycle for music.
Because we're like, you'll see a lot of these guys kind of go up and say, I don't make music. I make music for me and not the audience. I'll make whatever I want.
Don't expect to sell it. That's all, man.
Yeah.
You make a sandwich for you, nobody else eating that sandwich with extra mustard because nobody likes extra mustard. You know, like
Right.
that kind of shit. But it's a.
No, but then where do you find that balance point? Because, see, I mean, if we look at the current...
most people don't find it, man. Like, there's no balance point. If you see the guys who actually do good work, even Tool, that's not a balance point. That just happened to be, and they're still kind of like chilling. They could go crazier
Right.
if they wanted to, but they're sticking to like a format of how the songs are presented. So there's not really a balance point. So,
Explain.
or if you check out Mars Volta,
Right.
okay, whatever album you heard, that's the watered down shit. If you see the outtakes and what all they actually turned into the songs of that,
Yeah.
those are fucking out there, man. And there are like he releases an album a month or some shit. I'm not sure, but there's a lot of shit releases. Some of that you can have some of the exact compositions you can trace back and you can see, oh fuck, that made it to the Grammy winning album.
Oh.
And that part of it made it there, and this part of that song got stuck to that part, and they made it there. So like that's watered down stuff. The real whiskey is in all the other recordings, and you're just like, oh, it's psytrance. Oh my god, like it's crazy. It's just whacked out shit. So that does happen. There's no balance point. You come up with a vision, and you complete that vision. And then if it can sell, fine. If you can't, then you figure out another vision with it, where it can sell, or figure out something. Because there's some things that people will accept, some things they won't.
Right.
So
What worked for JF though? Because
it was Hindi pop music with distortion, bro.
I'm sorry, what?
It was Hindi pop music with distortion. People
Joint family with Hindi pop music.
What
the fuck?
Just on. It's Anu Malik shit with distortion, man. We were laughing our way to the bank. No, let me tell you that. But it was so much fun. The idea was to keep it simple, and
Yeah.
so that everybody could jump on stage and make it a good show. and interact with people while still playing drop D guitar. So most of the songs are one finger fucking tracks.
Yeah.
I'm the only one sweating because like I was just like, if nobody's working, I gotta do some flashy shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I tried and succeeded sometimes, failed sometimes. We practiced a lot, 6 hours a day. I think we practiced as a band.
Yeah.
So we kept on going through the songs, and we had them. We kept on writing during those jams or whatever. And it was,
Dude, I remember that track, man. I was trying to sub for you. Fuck.
Yeah,
That was.
So the original track if you have drums wise, I think in the audio recording on the album, it's 175, 178 or something.
Okay, alright.
And live though, this is no holds barred.
Right.
Like my guitar player Sanani would start the track at 200, bro.
Oh, man.
To get a jang. I was like, it's not a punk ding dang ding. I'm not, dude. Like 16th notes, bro. You're playing with a finger. Like my body's going to split into two because I'm trying to fucking, like once I tried to practice it before I got to that tempo, I actually have fallen over on the drum set.
What
like
are you saying?
playing just balances out, but my feet are in the air trying to play double bass. I just fell over. And it was the most embarrassing. Like, it was embarrassing, bro. They're just laughing at me like, you're the giri, bro. Like, because I was shaking, like fucking trying to do it, having a mini heart attack.
Yeah, man. Drums is like extreme sports.
Yeah, I mean, but you would get stuck. Like I said, you would bring it back to the point of cycles. You get stuck in cycles. You get stuck in a way of doing things.
Right.
And you have to constantly be out of the box because you got 5 tools to work with in a drum kit, and each style of music has its own focus points. So you gotta do some weird shit nowadays to pass by as a actual percussionist.
Right.
You can't just be like, I'll play a drum kit. Nah, you gotta make sure the sound's right. You gotta make sure the triggers are there. You gotta make sure all the knickknacks are that you have to give sound effects with are there. You have to get all the samples. You have to make sure everything sounds top quality. They did that in the 80s. Even Motley Crue had triggers and samples and shit, man, on their drum kit, but we never even bothered to check it out. But nowadays, you can't even go without it. It's not a stadium thing. It's like a regular guy thing now with the production angle on your drum kit. So that's a cycle that you'll have to break too.
Right.
Getting used to just playing drum kit rather than seeing what the sound is for the song. And for the other cycle is obviously Benjamin buttoning yourself, which is like you do everything and then you're like, I only want to do this in that song.
Right.
So you'll pick those two things. You'll just play a simple beat or something like that. Stay out of the way of the track. Make sure you drive the track. You're an interior decorator. You're not the actual architect of the song.
That's an interesting point, though. But I mean, okay, here's why that point confuses me a little bit. All right. In your case, you've played every genre of music that I can think of.
Except jazz.
Except
Actually,
jazz.
Once I tried playing jazz and I sucked. That's why I never played again.
So the one thing that you sucked at.
Yeah. No, I suck at a lot of other things. You just get better over time, man.
Right. But then there are other folks who we've met, seen, played with, shared the stage with, who are essentially just sticking to that one genre of music.
True. Yeah. There are a lot of people that just
Stick to one particular genre of music, right? How'd you break out of that bit? Because, I mean, like I said, right, there's this artist's ego that I want to be identified, like, this is my identity. I want to be known for this. And I know for a fact that I've been caught up in that rut as well. Like, I was primarily known as metal drummer.
Yeah,
For the large part, still am.
But that shows when you're playing though.
Yeah.
It shows in the things you concentrate in. It shows in the concentration on the cake, how you balance your body on the cake and stuff like
Right.
that. Because your balance doesn't become different. You start leaning forward more.
Yeah.
Your head is always trying to balance over the snare drum rather than lay back or whatever. Or
Right.
play a certain way. I think I broke out of the entire circle mainly because I was a pop drummer, then forced to do metal. Like my friends broke me out of it basically. I just surrendered to like direction. I guess that was it. Like I remember clients coming to me and saying, "Here's a song, hear it. It's Slipknot. People you could share it." I told you I spent 2 days doing it. So that was me breaking out of cycle. I was like Dream Theater is everything. And that time when I heard Slipknot, I was like, Dream Theater sucks. Once I understood it, I was like, this sucks. Fuck. Why am I listening to this pussy shit? What the fuck? Like these guys went da 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 da, and I fucking lost my shit more than any other thing. That's when I could understand it.
Right.
It took me 2 days of continuous listening to even realize that that's not white noise.
Right.
There's actually rhythms happening. The guys playing shit,
yeah.
and it's just like earlier it was just like, and then slowly I could see the blah 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 blah. Oh shit, there's singing something. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it just like my ear just delved into it more. Like I got used to it, like a smell or like eating cheese. But once you get used to it, you become fucking addicted. So that happened to me really quickly, and I was just into metal the entire time. So I've had phases. I got into like the whole extreme prog rock thing. like with pornography tea and like you got the Rush and all
Yeah.
that stuff. I had a phase of that. That is what I started with. Then I went to Dream Theater.
Mm-hmm.
Then all the other prog rock stuff.
Yeah.
That was going about at that time. A lot actually. Then I got into the rock thing where all the 60s rock also stuff happened, and I heard all
Yeah.
that old shit. And I went through the entire library of music till the 20s till now. And then I had that was a good year.
Yeah.
And then I started listening to like how do you put this, like pop music again.
Yeah.
And then the whole metal thing happened after that, pop music.
Mhm.
And then somewhere in the middle I had a Metallica phase also, but that was 1 week. After,
wait,
after,
what?
after 1 week, you play any Metallica riff. If I've not heard the song, I'll play you the exact drum part and I'll be 90% right.
Because Lars.
Because Lars, bro, it's just A plus B equals C, bro.
Right. Yeah.
It's going to happen. You know that he's doing this and he's going to do this, and he's got 5 fills. You got 5 fills. Just pick up one of the 5 fills. You probably get it right.
Right.
For the situation it is. And fuck up somewhere in the middle just for authenticity. So, but there's that there. So,
Yeah.
so I had a phase like that. Then I went to the metal thing. Then went into like garage rock along with the metal thing because the punk vibe was still there in the metal, the thrash thing. Moved into like more psychedelic space. Then when the onset of like listening to a lot of psychedelic music, and then finally when I reached the point in somewhere in the 2000s where I heard 2007 or something, and I heard the Mars Volta, my head flipped, and I was like shit. And I saw them live. Oh my god, what a show! Like,
Wait, with who? With Thomas Pridgen or the other guys?
Thomas Pridgen, bro. I saw the Bedlam. I saw the Bedlam and Glad tour. Yeah.
Oh,
the
man.
Brahma Bull, man. It was so good. It was 3.5 hours. They played for 3.5 hours continuously. They only played 9 songs.
Guys, those of you who don't know who Thomas Pridgen is, Google him.
Fuck that.
Please,
Those of you who have not
just-
heard that album, Bedlam and Goliath by the Mars Volta, it's for them, it's pop music. But for us, it's essentially a acid trip in a bottle, bro. Just quietly, just listen to that music, and I swear to God, you'll have rock and roll. It's like Led Zeppelin 2050. Rock and roll has not been.
Dude.
It's like rock and roll has not been played like that in a long time.
Dude, I
man.
heard that album and my only reaction was, fuck it, I give up drums. I can't play this shit
I
ever
think
again. That's it.
The first 15 seconds of Wax Simulacra, that song, the first 15 seconds is what I think would win you a Grammy. Like, I heard that and I was just like,
Guys, I'm gonna translate that for a second. That's not gibberish. That's Shardul explaining drum parts.
drummers will get what I said.
Yeah.
They know exactly where I'm at in the song, how it's going, and what the phrase is. People have played it in their heads right now. but it's, I swear to God, watching that band was a life-changing experience.
Oh, man.
I learned some shit. And I was standing right up front. I got slapped the saxophone player and stopped the gig. That's how close I was.
Oh.
Yeah, the stage was loaded in opera theater. It looked like a mini psychedelic concert with like full lighting, and like it had normal opera statues happening. So it looked like some kind of Goa Gill vibe happening.
Oh, damn.
But it was 3.5 hours, so people are actually offering LSD at the gig. I had an exam the next morning.
Oh,
so
fuck.
I had a couple of beers, and I basically scored a 96 or some shit next morning. Because I was so happy nothing would go wrong. But it was too good though. That's a learning experience, and there I broke a cycle, by the way, of again stopping that whole from metal. I went from experimenting, then I went to rigid playing, then I went to pop being more rigid, and with the whole Mars Volta thing happening again, it went into like explode, my friend. And I was just like thinking of like different patterns to work around the kid doing this. I'm like, dude, how does this guy really killed it with that? Basically, a lot of the gospel choppy stuff and all of the patterns, but they're not musical half the time. They don't serve the song, they're not musical, they don't really follow the melody exactly the way it is. When it does, it's beautiful. But when it doesn't, which is 90% of the time, it's not very nice.
Right.
It's just overplaying pretty much. And that guy, somehow it was what the song wanted, because I guess these songs were live or jammed out, whatever it was. But it was needed for the performance. And I was just like, this is so integral. It's like if that drum part with that fill and all that didn't happen, it was like Tool. You can't change a single drum note.
Yeah.
In Tool, if you add one like Tom note somewhere else, it's a whole different song now. Like everybody knows every note, man. We know it needs to exist in the exact spot, the way it is. Not a single hi-hat or a kick drum or a snare or a tom-tom or any rotor thing or any cymbal. Nothing should be extra. It should be exactly the part that's as written, because that's how it was meant to be played.
Right.
A lot of songs you can do different shit. You can add some fills. Tool is not one of them. Mars Volta is not one of them.
Weirdly enough, I don't think Metallica is one of them either.
Yeah, but that's because Lars really fucked it. That's why I said Lars had a good thing going. You understand what I mean? Like, he had a thing.
Yeah.
And he caught on. He's like, dude, this basic shit it's got something.
Yeah.
It'll catch. And it did. on record. But then the guys now I've seen if you see a Metallica concert, just don't if you're a fan, just don't. It's literally just all about the bass player and the two guitar players. Like I don't even know if Lars is like I think he's just phoning it in now. I think he's just phoning it in. He's just playing because he has to or some shit. I don't know, or maybe he wants to. I don't know, but he's not doing justice to those songs.
Right.
And I mean, I take music seriously, so even if I fuck up my song, I'm upset. I guess he's not upset.
Yeah, I've seen that with you.
Yeah, I get really upset. Bro. If I play it to the best of my ability, I'm great. But if I know that I cheaped out somewhere, even if it's like absolutely fine, but I cheaped out somewhere. If I feel it that I haven't given it the 100% that I should be, then it's I feel bad about it.
No,
Because I didn't enjoy it. I like to get that oomph out of a workout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody at the gym gets that pump. That happens to us as drummers. We really lay into it like a cricket bat with a stroke point. Like it feels good.
What about, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed right now, there aren't a lot of people, either a lot of people have given up on playing an instrument, or they just aren't picking one up.
Yeah,
And it's surprising to me, me specifically,
people
because
are not picking it up. I've seen a lot of young kids who just laptop it.
yeah, which is strange to me right now because I remember when I was gigging extensively, and I call that period extensively because okay, by my standards, yes, I mean now I'm playing a gig a year, but
you're working and you're doing a lot of other things, so
yeah, I mean I'd love to get back to it at some point.
it's a sacrifice.
Yeah, and I'm happy to do that, but still, like, in my case, the reasons are different. In my case, I want to
pursue other things. You got that Jeet Kune Do thing happening. You got a lot of interest, physical interest. So they take time and energy, and if you start doing drumming with them, I think it'll take a toll on your body also.
Actually, I think with music, primarily, it's more along the lines of I want to play what I want to play, like what I want to make, as opposed to playing someone else's songs. But that's a whole different ballgame. What I do see, and around that time, which is around 2000. 2005 onwards till about 2013, 14-ish, you had a lot of people buying instruments, getting into music, starting their own bands. I don't see that a lot right now. Why do you think that's happening?
I mean, the whole access with the whole laptoping it's great because there's no uptake. You don't have to learn the instrument. You just kind of learn the work and all the hard work of actually. It's like it's not hard when you're doing a DJ set. If you play like a couple of lead lines on the guitar and go on top of that's fine.
Yeah,
it's easy as shit to do that if you can play an instrument rudimentarily because you're just winging it. The hard part, actually, of music, to do live performance, is to do the constant things.
Right.
If you have to go, do that for 20 minutes, now you find out how hard it is to keep it going.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. So it sounds great on a system and it sounds like it's a sample track. But,
Right.
A computer can just select that loop, do that shit, it'll do the exact same thing forever. So it takes down the uptake time of actually getting that right and putting it to stage, or putting it to performance, putting it to somebody's ears. So people are obviously gravitating towards it. It's a lot easier to sit in your ass and actually do it. But people are seeing that as the instrument. The actual thing of it is that it's the pen and paper. The computer is a pen and paper.
Right.
You still have to learn the instrument. I can read and write music. I don't need a computer to write your song. I can write on a piece of paper and you give it to you. If you give it to a band, they'll play the entire thing.
Right.
Just find the exact instruments are written on top of the page, play it, it'll work.
Right.
So I can write a full piece of sheet music for you, which is the exact same thing as the DAW. Is writing me street music. You've got a piano roll and doing the whole thing. So it's just replacing the pen and paper.
Okay.
But the musical knowledge and experience only happens if you physically chew on something. You only know what a potato tastes like if you eat potato.
Right.
So unless you play the instrument, you don't know what exactly is going to happen here. So I had to learn piano so I could produce. I didn't want to learn production. वो आ जाएगा. I know what happens in music sounds good and I'll learn it as I go. It's the dotting the I's and crossing the T's. But I need the language first.
Yeah.
So I need to learn the language, how it's represented on a piano. I just know how it's represented on a sheet of paper and what it sounds like, but I could never trace it down to a piano. Now I've learned how to do that. And again, YouTube's in the bath, bro. So that's where the inqilab is happening right now, bro. It's a revolution of music fucking people. Like, man, anybody has access to that much stuff that people would tell you on, like, it's for free. There's some Vela guy always who's done it before you and they put it online. So you always learn. It's very easy. And you don't have to learn an instrument. You just have to learn how to play the piano. And if you know that, you can learn anything.
What?
Because the piano is a representation of an actual full orchestra with all your fingers as being one part.
Yeah.
So you'll play 10 notes together. That's 10 pieces of an orchestra.
Ah.
So that's how it's
I've never had that analogy before.
Oh, that's what it's representing. A full orchestra, basically. When you have violins doing 5-6 things,
Yeah.
each of them has a note, so that's a harmony. So they're basically playing a chord.
Right.
So that's how. So that's what I needed it for. So I could represent it not on the piano roll because I could have just figured it out and written it down. I need to do it quickly, so that's why I want to learn the piano. So I don't have to go and then write it like I would write in a piece of paper and imagine it. No, I just want to play it. It happens faster.
Right.
So if you know the instrument also, music making is fucking first. It's not even funny, dude. If I you give me a song, give me a drum, just run it once and I'll have you a full beat ready. Any drummer would do that, right?
Yeah.
Just give them a song, they'll do it, and you sequence it, you do it. It takes a bit more
Or at
time.
least should be able to do it.
And then all the nuances have to be added in stages, and all the stuff happens in stuff. It's one. The second you give a drummer it, it'll just puke out everything. All the nuances will come out in one go. The whole track will be played. All the variations are there. Everything is there. If you want to loop something, it's your problem. But everything comes out in one go. And you've got all the articulations, everything, which you would do step-by-step pattern. You always do step-by-step when you sequence drums or any kind of sequencing without instrumental controllers or help. If you're just typing it down on the piano roll, it takes stage by stage to build it.
Right.
You could just do it. If you know music, it'd just be quick. Like you do it like as you say it. You know, you won't take time, and that's what people are not willing to do is put in the time. Because you do something in 1 minute, it takes you 10 years of practice to do.
Right.
So that's something people don't want to put in, and it's easier to have a ready result of some house music or some kind of experimental EDM track or whatever in front of you there and then in a year. You'll have some good shit happening because you understand what the basic theories of music are and how the computer works basically around it.
Where do you think live music is headed now? And I don't mean because we're looking at a lot of indie folks doing really, really well.
Yeah.
No, but I still consider them far and few. Because you'll have there are some
musicians doing well have always been far and few by the way.
That's true. But there are some who I would say within the confines of at least a certain strata have made it.
Yeah, true.
And then there are others who are still there. They're still active.
That would be me.
But never really made it.
That would be me. I consider that I've not really made it at all. I would consider the Bentley the thing. I've given myself a physical thing to achieve because nobody's going to promote you, right? In a music job, you have to just take your own promotions as you take them for yourself. Like I bought a house, so I'm doing well. Or I'm senior VP or something, you know.
Right.
So I've given it I want a Bentley. That's it. That's my mark. If I can do music and buy a Bentley with music money, I've achieved that status that I have that much of cash flow. That means I promoted myself. So that's how that be your own boss thing comes in. But I guess the people who stuck around and still not really made it, they're doing it. You're predominantly doing it for the love of it, man. Because there's no other return here.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it from personal experience because I don't think I've made it. Because I'm not into that much of a Bollywood sort of music thing where an audience next to me is that big.
Right.
You know, right out my door, there's a billion people who listen to that. But I'm with my music basically trying to hit only 10,000 out of 1 billion. You know, or a lakh max across the entire country. So that's my choice. I'm just trying to capture that market, and that kind of market will find me. And once they do find me, they'll do like what I do. They'll follow me for an age. Like you said, we met through music.
Yeah.
So you heard some of my work and then we met. So normally what happens is because the crowd audience is so small, I'll end up meeting them and being friends with them. And so many people have come up to me who are not that young or still my age or whatever and be like, man, you inspired me to pick up an instrument. So I was just like, dude, that's fucking hard. Like, I was just like, that's kind of what I wanted. I was like, hey, I'm having it's like, I don't get the whole, I watch cricket all the time. You know, like, I don't get it. Like, he's getting paid shit tons of money so you can watch him enjoy himself. It's fun playing cricket, man. Go outside, play cricket.
Yeah.
Why are you watching some other dude do it? I mean, I get the whole porn angle, but...
Wait, what?
That's what you're watching somebody else have sex in a video. So I get the whole porn angle. People are obsessed with watching other people do the same thing they want to do. But actually do it. You'd actually get to do it. So that's what happened to me. I heard a lot of people make music. I did it. I tried to make music. I had a lot of fun with it. So I did it. And I don't really want to delve into other people's fucking discography and go crazy with it and all. I want to make music. Because I know they're having a shit ton of fun. So I want to have the same sort of fun. And that's what keeps me going, even though I haven't made it. Hope one day either I make it or one of my bands or pieces of music actually makes a worldwide recognition. But as such, like, I'm fortunate to play.
I think you're there with JF already.
I don't know, man. I mean, I've done some crazy things on tour with them, which could qualify as some stardom shit. Like, you know, I've had my shoes stolen, I've had my stick stolen, I've signed a pair of tits.
Wait. Okay then.
That is on the top of the rock and roll bucket list. That, like, sign a pair of tits. Done. Thank you, Nagaland.
Right.
Like a lot of fun shit, and I'm lucky to play with a lot of musicians who have world recognition.
Right.
So even if I have not got it personally, I've at least they've recognized that I'm good enough to play with those people
Right.
who have achieved it or got the recognition or the skill to get to that point. So, like, Midival is one of them. Karsh, Kale is one of them who I can respect quite a lot.
Yeah.
Because that guy can't write music for shit, but the fucker can play anything you throw at him. Like, you just throw it. If it's I saw him play a dustbin and get the party started.
Right.
You know, he doesn't care. It's all by ear, and it happens. So you give him a Jaltarang, he'll do it. You give him Santoor, he'll do it. If you give him piano, he'll do it. If you want to sing, he'll do it. You give him guitar, he'll do it. You give him tabla, he'll do it. You give him drum kit. He's a great drummer, actually. Very loud. So don't stand near the guy. Like anything, man. He just picks up an instrument and he kind of figures his way out around it.
Yeah.
And he has the music in his head. He knows what is what. He doesn't have to figuratively write it. But then he's not a pen and paper guy. He's a computer guy. So that's his pen and paper.
Right.
And he can produce the shit out of it. So, and Jojo Mayer was his drummer for like a bunch of years, bro. No jokes. Jojo Mayer was Karsh's drummer, man.
Oh man.
That's like hard. I was like,
that's like
मैं Jojo का job ले रहा हूँ. Yes. So that moment did happen. He told me that. Like, I didn't even think about like, oh fuck, Jojo played with you so good. Fuck, no. Like, मैं Jojo का job लिया. Like, yes. Even J Rock bhi, man. He has Jojo Mayer's job, dude. Fucking kick ass.
Damn, man.
That's who held that position before. I was like, ये बहुत heavy चीज है life में.
Like Jojo Mayer is God for a lot of people, man.
Bro, he's very good, man. He just looks weird. Now.
All right, my second last question. So, typically I'm gonna ask. Okay, my second last question. For those people who are still trying to figure their way out, specifically with music, picking up an instrument, right? Or at least want to take this up as a full-time thing. How can they go about doing that? What are the 5, 3, 1, whatever you feel like?
I mean, okay, it's not a 5, 3, 1 sort of, it's not an amount of things that you can do. It's a lot of different things in different hands you can go for. I mean, I was a metal guy, known for that and shit like that, but I have got songs in Bollywood movies now. Yeah. And doing other work with scoring, other shit, which is full mainstream, playing mainstream bands also. So I've done all that. I don't know why I consider I haven't made it. I think the make it in India is like, मेरा गाना Bollywood picture में होगा. हो गया. कुछ नहीं वहाँ से. मेरा बचपन का गाना भी गया, नया गाना भी गया, सब जा चुका है, बना के भी दिया है, मतलब बहुत कुछ किया है. फिर भी, like, it's just I guess it's just amount of work. I don't think you see the whole, oh, you made it from like, even if you're a top echelon, if you're considered that, you're still struggling every day to get projects and go do things and make music and stuff like that. It's always a struggle. It could stop at any time, you know. So there's no guarantee there. Right. So you never really make it. You're always chasing to make it. Right. So I think the best thing would be to buckle down, be in it for the long haul. Be in it for the right reasons. One of them, if you're trying to get rich making music, that's not happening. You get rich being a celebrity, for sure. But you won't get rich by making music. That will not be your product that you'll be selling. Maybe you'll do endorsements and that'll make you money if you have to get good at and known for making music. So buckle down for the long haul. Get your shit straight, which would be get the idea of learning the job, the actual language that you're going to learn how to speak, and then figure out the tools to speak it. It does not have to be a guitar to speak it. You have to learn the guitar to know the language and to feel the language in your body, and then you can write it on a computer or a piece of paper. It's up to you. Learn the back end. The more jobs you can do yourself, the better. For the beginning, at least, until you see a business opportunity happen with it. Be very good at your mix and master, or get good people to help you. Definitely listen to a lot of music early on, and there's no harm in copying. Copy whatever you like. Okay, that's the way to find out how it's done. Do not do it yourself. So that's the easiest way to find out how it's done. Just try to make that song exactly like that song, or somewhere around about it. And all the fuck ups will make it you.
Yeah.
You know, don't try to copy it verbatim,
Right.
because you won't try to sample it and just put it together and be like, "Haan, bana diya." You know, it's boring. Try to come up with the exact same thing, use the same process, use the same thing, same work model,
Yeah.
and come up with the same result. Whether it be a mix, whether it be a songwriting session, whether it be vocals, whether it be vocal production, whether it be instrumentation, arrangement, whatever it is. Get very good at arrangement. That's one thing that makes or breaks careers.
Right.
But for any laptop dude, any musician writing music, for any symphonic composer, get really good at arrangement.
Right.
Very good. It's like the Achilles heel of people like going like, yeah, I've got 50 unfinished projects this month. That's why your songs didn't finish, because your arrangement sucks.
Right.
Your arrangement skills suck. My arrangement skills suck. Only randomly do I land on a good arrangement. I'm like, keep it. Don't fuck with it,
Yeah.
And then it just happens. So that's why you want to learn the instrument, so the arrangement happens naturally.
Right.
But you go stage by stage, you got to really plan out the arrangement. I'm going to have a chorus. I'm going to have this. But otherwise, the chords will change automatically when you're playing a guitar, and you'll just go into the chorus because it just naturally flows. That's the stuff that happens when you know how to play an instrument. Arrangement, you get a lot more time to concentrate on the feeling of the arrangement rather than having to arrange it. But you still have to be very good at the task, regardless of how you approach it. That'll make or break your career. If you want to have a career in music, to sell music,
Right.
Arrangement, and you win. Because you'll do some simple ass shit, people love it, but it's arranged beautifully, so it's not boring, and slow clap. To the bank.
To the bank.
Yep.
All right, man. My last question.
Bata.
Where can these people reach out to you?
So people can reach out to me on Instagram most predominantly, because I am very active on it, on a general. It's at This Is Shardul. So that's SHARDUL. You can find me with that handle on Facebook and all the Facebook subsidiaries, so Instagram, whatever. And that'd be the best place to reach me. I'd give you my mobile number, but it's actually a very easy number, and I get a lot of crank calls or a lot of bullshit, so I don't even answer phones anymore that I don't have the numbers of.
Yeah.
So if I don't have your number, it's not getting picked up.
Right.
So that wouldn't be a good place. So, and you can email me, and the email is again on Instagram. Hey, just go on Instagram.
Go on Instagram. Right, man. Thank you so much for this. This has been a wonderful conversation.
Well, thanks for having me, bro.
I mean, I was surprised because, I mean, I only wanted to do this for the drum kit, but fuck that shit.
we should definitely do like a drum duo thing.
We're going to do a drum duo thing
I've done
soon.
your podcast now. You got to do one of my Instagram videos.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
For sure, bro.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you liked the episode. I hope you got some value out of it. If any of you are actually looking at, and I think this holds true for anything you do, not just music, anything outside of the norm or the preconditioned choices you have, just go get after it. Really immerse yourself in what you're trying to do. See how you can do it better, how you can get better, and stick it out for the long haul. All right. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Till then, bye-bye.